Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be showing you me winning the Hot Wheels Rip Rod and then testing it in multiplayer. So my tuning is 05055050 at a rank of 1125. So I will be showing you now the infamous second goal on Iceland, done with this tune. So many people have made videos about this specific goal because it was so much harder than literally everything else in the championship. Because if it weren't for this specific test, the championship could probably be completed with a much lower tuning. Maybe Gameloft put this test in here so that people would either, number one, have to spend tokens, or number two, have to upgrade higher. And then they'd have to pay tokens anyway to get to this tune because you don't actually get enough engines in the championship, because I had to buy one box for this car during the championship so that I'd actually have enough engines to be able to complete this test. You could possibly be able to do it with just 4 on tires, but I don't think you can complete it much lower than that. Also, to complete this at this tune, you have to run extra tanks as well, because if you're single tank, you're not going to have enough nitro to go all the way through it without running out, which is essential for completing this test. So we're coming up to the final turn with just 10 seconds left, and the finish line is just around the corner. And one thing that I think I did very well in this one were the turns, and so that allowed me to finish with just about a third of a second left. I think a little bit less. So I managed to get through that test on my first try. So after going through Iceland more and completing the finale, I finally got the Rip Rod. So now let's go to our first multiplayer race. I upgraded Exhaust 1, so I'd be at 1125 rank, just so I could beat the few that stayed at 1120. The Rip Rod drifts extremely well, allowing it to take this Sector 8 curve with relative ease compared to a lot of other cars, such as the SLK Special Edition, which there is actually one of in this race. I don't know if you saw it at the beginning, but there was certainly one there. Now, I believe Sector 8 Reverse to be the best track to beat SLKs on. So if you're playing in an M2 or something like that and you want to have the best chance against SLKs, I would recommend you pick this track, because that first turn does not allow them to get up to their speed for a really long time. Plus, their drifting is absolutely terrible. So yeah, that's a little advice to those that do not have the SLK. Since I made my previous SLK video, I have upgraded it to a rank of 1152, and it actually does very well at that rank, so I will be making a video of that very soon. So here's an interesting fact about the Rip Rod. The real Hot Wheels toy does not actually have front lights, so Gameloft added them onto the car in the game. I'm not exactly sure why. I could only imagine it's because all other cars have front lights as well, at least I believe so, and they figured it'd be kind of weird to not have them. That's really the only thing I can think of. But yeah, that's just a little thing about this car that I thought I'd point out. So we have managed to beat this SLK by a long shot. And I'm not exactly sure how, to be honest, because they're way faster. Another Rip Rod beat him as well. That other Rip Rod was slightly higher ranked. And there's also a low-ranked BMW M2 as well. From my experience, the M2 does best between 1180 and 1260 ranks. So now we have a race on Nevada Reverse against yet another SLK, and this M14A up here, which I am faster than because he is not that fast at this rank. The M14A is only really good quite a bit above a rank of 1200, preferably around 1300. So even though I shot way ahead at the beginning of that SLK because of this car's very good acceleration, you can see someone coming up behind me very, very quickly on the map, and he aims for me and knocks me down. I'm not entirely sure why, but it really wouldn't have mattered anyway, since they're so much faster at this rank than this car and everything else for that matter. So because he just gets further and further ahead and everyone else gets further and further behind, I'm going to skip to the end of the second lap, where I'm going to show you more of the Rip Rod's amazing drifting ability, because these turns can be very bad if you have a car that does not drift very well, nor does micro drift very well. But this car drifts extremely well. It seems that there are at least 5 times as many SLKs in multiplayer as there were before the Assembly Cup, because so many people managed to win it. That is why there is an SLK in at least half the races I play with this car in this video. So he was an 1158 triple boosted SLK, but we beat a 1099 M14A and a bunch of other cars that aren't very good. So in this next race, we will see how the Rip Rod does against the Subaru Impreza and the Range Rover. The Range Rover is still extremely good around this rank, or a little bit below 1100 to be exact. But since the Rip Rod has quite a bit faster acceleration than the Range Rover, you can occasionally beat them on tracks such as San Diego Harbor, which is a fairly short track. That Range Rover back there, who is at a rank of 1077, is around 5 miles per hour faster than this car at this rank, assuming he tuned properly. But you may be saying, wait, the Rip Rod is going 227 miles per hour. The Range Rover can't reach that speed at this rank. Well, this car unfortunately has a negative speed modifier of 95.7%. That means it's actually going about 10 miles per hour slower, or around 217 miles per hour, which is still a very good speed around this rank. There aren't that many cars that do go faster than it, but it just doesn't go as fast as it does say on the speedometer, which, if it was real speed, would be pretty much faster than everything else at this rank except for the SLK. So this was a one-lap race, and the Range Rover never managed to catch up to us. So we also beat a Subaru Impreza at a rank of 1080, who can reach about the same speed as my car at a rank about 50 lower. The best Subaru Impreza tune that I've found is 04045055. Unfortunately, when I made my video about the Impreza a while back, I slightly mistuned it, but it was still pretty good. So in this race, there is yet another SLK. Go figure. And as it is currently Christmas Day on the day I'm recording this, Merry Christmas to all of you. If you're watching this later, well, Merry Christmas to you as well. So the SLK has passed us in less than 15 seconds after the beginning of the race. Now, Barcelona Reverse is probably one of the best tracks for the SLK, and likewise one of the worst for any other cars trying to compete against it. So after a long time, Gameloft has finally made a new car in one of their updates be able to be made purple. I don't know why necessarily Gameloft decided to add Hot Wheels cars to Asphalt 8, but apparently since they added the Villain Wheels Despicable Me 3 car last update, and then these in this update, they may be starting a trend of fictional cars in Asphalt 8, which I'm not sure how I feel about, but I suppose one good thing about that is more variety within the game, as long as they don't go too overboard. Like, if the Villain Wheels had actually become a car you could obtain, that would have been kind of crazy, because going 10 miles per hour faster than the RX-8 in Class D, and ridiculous drifting, terrible handling, a nitro of over 100 miles per hour, that would just be kind of ridiculous. So nearing the end of the second lap, it looked like the SLK had a problem causing him to lose speed. But in reality, this was actually a car that was still on the first lap. It was a Peugeot RCZ-R, and I'm not sure what happened to him, but yeah, that's certainly not the SLK. As you can see, it is a white car up there, unless you're on a very small screen, in which case you might not be able to tell. So an 1110 SLK beat us at a rating of 2,180. Wow. But we did beat a triple boosted Desir, which isn't all that great at this rank. So now for our final race, which is on Munich. So someone asked on one of my previous videos why I'm using Action Cam now instead of Close Cam in most of my videos. Well, I got used to using Action Cam in the Rip Rod Championship so I could actually see over the nitro, because if you're in Close Cam, the nitro gets in the way and you can hardly see anything. So I forgot to switch it back to Close Cam after I stopped playing the championship, and darn train. And so I just kinda got used to Action Cam, which also helped in the SLK multiplayer event because I was able to see the other cars around me a bit better. While it may take a little while to get used to being further away from the car and higher up, it is a slightly different angle than close. I do believe it allows for a better driving experience. So another Hot Wheels car, which will hopefully be coming out fairly soon, is the Bone Shaker, which also looks to be a decent multiplayer car as well, so I will be testing that when I get it. The third Hot Wheels car, the Twin Mill, does not look like it will be a good multiplayer car at all. In fact, it looks to be the most useless vehicle of this update. So I'll still get it, but mainly to show how bad it's going to be. Now, the Rip Rod, again, takes the turn extremely well, just like the Sector 8 one, so I would say this car is worth it if you can get it without spending tokens, because it is a nice car to drive, and while it doesn't actually have any mastery yet, I'm hoping they will add that pretty soon. So thank you all for watching, please like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Asphalt 8 content, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!